According to 1st Enoch, Enoch received an answer, but not the one the watchers had hoped for. The ancient text records that their petition for mercy was denied. Their rebellion was not portrayed as a mistake made in ignorance, but as a deliberate rejection of the boundaries established by God. Having abandoned their appointed place and brought corruption upon the earth, the watchers would not return to their former position. In the narrative, divine justice had reached its conclusion. It is one of the book's most sobering moments, reminding readers that every choice carries consequences, and that God's holiness cannot simply overlook rebellion because regret appears after the damage has already been done. 1st Enoch describes Enoch faithfully delivering heaven's response. The watchers would not receive restoration to their former place. Judgment had already been determined. The narrative emphasizes that those entrusted with great responsibility also bear great accountability. Throughout the story, the focus remains not only upon supernatural rebellion, but upon the devastating consequences that rebellion unleashed throughout creation. Whether one accepts the account as historical tradition, theological reflection, or symbolic literature, its central message remains clear. No created being, however exalted, stands above the justice of God. At this point, our investigation returns to the Bible itself. The New Testament book of Jude contains one of the clearest references connected with this discussion. Jude speaks of angels who did not keep their proper domain but abandoned their own dwelling. And he also quotes directly from 1st Enoch when describing the Lord coming with countless holy ones to execute judgment. These references have generated centuries of discussion. Some Christians understand Jude as affirming elements of 1st Enoch's worldview. Others believe Jude simply used a familiar Jewish text to communicate a theological truth without declaring the entire book inspired scripture. The passage remains one of the primary reasons 1st Enoch continues to receive attention today. A similar conversation arises in 2nd Peter. The apostle speaks of angels who sinned and were committed to gloomy darkness until the day of judgment. Although Peter does not mention the watchers by name, many readers have noticed similarities between his language and traditions found in 1st Enoch. Others caution against assuming direct dependence, pointing instead to broader Jewish traditions circulating during the period. Whatever position one adopts, both Jude and 2nd Peter remind Christians that rebellion against God, whether human or angelic, is never treated lightly within Scripture. If you're enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up. It motivates us and helps with the YouTube algorithm. As our investigation widens, another biblical passage often enters the conversation. Psalm chapter 82 opens with a striking image of God standing in the divine council and judging among heavenly beings. For many readers, this raises fascinating questions. Could Psalm chapter 82 reflect the same heavenly courtroom found elsewhere in Scripture? Does it belong within the broader discussion surrounding spiritual rebellion? Or is the psalm addressing an entirely different situation? Christians and biblical scholars have reached different conclusions. Rather than using Psalm chapter 82 as proof of 1st Enoch's account, it is more responsible to recognize it as another biblical passage that has encouraged thoughtful discussion about the unseen heavenly realm. Among modern scholars, few have done more to renew interest in these passages than Old Testament scholar Dr. Michael Heiser. In his work, The Unseen Realm, Heiser argued that many difficult biblical passages become clearer when read within what he called the divine council worldview, the understanding that Scripture portrays God as sovereign over a heavenly assembly of spiritual beings. His research has encouraged many Christians to revisit passages such as Psalm chapter 82, Deuteronomy chapter 32, Job 1, and Daniel 7 with fresh attention. At the same time, other respected scholars interpret these texts differently or disagree with aspects of Heiser's conclusions. Our goal is not to declare a winner, but to recognize that serious Christians continue studying these passages with humility, careful scholarship, and deep respect for Scripture. After examining Genesis, 1 Enoch, Jude, 2 Peter, Psalm chapter 82, and centuries of Christian interpretation, what can believers confidently affirm? Scripture clearly teaches that God alone reigns over heaven and earth. It teaches that rebellion, whether human or spiritual, has real consequences. It teaches that evil never escapes God's notice and that His justice is always joined with perfect wisdom. Above all, the Bible consistently points beyond judgment toward God's greater work of redemption. Christians may differ in how they understand the identity of the sons of God in Genesis chapter 6 or the historical value of 1 Enoch, yet they remain united in proclaiming the holiness of God, the seriousness of sin, and the hope ultimately revealed through Jesus Christ. Thank you for joining us on this investigation into one of the Bible's most fascinating and debated subjects. If you enjoyed this documentary, consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it with someone who loves exploring Scripture, history, and the ancient world with both curiosity and discernment. In our next season, the story takes an extraordinary turn. According to 1 Enoch, the man who walked with God is invited to witness realities few human beings have ever imagined. Gates of heaven, the courses of the stars, the storehouses of creation, places of blessing and places of judgment. Whether understood as vision, symbolism, or ancient apocalyptic literature, these remarkable chapters have captivated readers for centuries. Join us as we continue our investigation in Season 3, Enoch's Journey Through Heaven.